Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tips and Gist YouTube. It is 1 p.m. right here in the UK. And as you can see, the weather is not encouraging. In fact, I am feeling cold. Yes. You've seen on the internet that the whole of Europe, Canada, US is experiencing snow. And that is why you can see me in this outfit. I welcome you to my channel. Today, we're going to discuss Spain, why Spain is trending on the internet. I will encourage you, if today is your first time, you subscribe to this very channel right here on YouTube. If you are watching me on Facebook, you also follow my page and like this video as well. Share to your family and friends. Guys, why is Spain trending on the internet? It is because of the government's decision to legalize all undocumented migrants. When you talk about undocumented, people who migrated to Spain by their own means. Some people went there genuinely, legit ways, but overstayed. And so now they are undocumented. Some people also migrated through illegal means. Some will pass through Libya and other ways to get to Morocco and other stuffs on the sea to get to Spain. And then when they get there, they don't have documents. So they are termed undocumented. And on the 19th of this month, the Spanish government made a bold decision that it is going to legalize all these people. And in fact, Spain is the first country ever to take this bold decision. Other countries do pardon illegalities by letting them claim for asylum and refuge. But it is a very difficult experience. It is very difficult. Asylum and refuge seeking has its own restrictions. And so people do not even like that. But now Spain is saying, look, I am going to give you a work visa. I'm going to give you documents. I'm going to legalize you people so that you can work and help the economy of Spain. And that is why Spain is trending. In this discussion, we're going to talk about some facts of Spain, also discuss, go into details how the government of Spain is going to legalize these people. And then I will tell you guys the ways and means to migrate into Spain. So it is going to be a three topic discussion. All right, fast forward, let me acknowledge people on the internet who are greeting me here right on YouTube. Samokwesi Ajay says, your class prefect welcomes you. Mustafa is here. Hannah is here. Ibrahim is here. Emmanuel Asante is also here. Esther is here. Eric is here. Sandra is also here. Esther Ojo is here. I am Rich is here. Frederick is here. Actually, Priscilla is also greeting me here. Mohammed is also here. Urish is also here. Millicent is right here on YouTube. Dorcas is also here. Rita is here. Koran and Hadith is also here. And then Pokia Doris is right on Facebook. Regina is also here. Yeboah is here. Ebenezer is here. Ella is here. And then Kwamana Penny is also here. Berima Francis is here. Daniel is here. Homel is right here. And Parkway is also here. Strong Woman is here. Alex is here. A lot of people are here. Probably I cannot mention everybody. You can see on the screen that I am just displaying your greetings on my screen. Fast forward, we need to talk about Spain. We don't have more time, so I'll encourage you people to hold on with your comments because lots of people. I have about 50 on read messages, and then I'm going to read them from time to time. All right. I will encourage you and I will remember you always. I'll remind you always to hit on the like button of this very video. Guys, why is Spain trending? I already told you that they want to legalize undocumented immigrants. But before that, let's talk about Spain. Let's know what Spain is, the country, its history. Before we talk about the legalization, and then I teach you the ways you can migrate to Spain. All right. So Spain is a country in Europe, and then I'll take you right on Google for us to look at the map of Spain when we get to a part of its discussion. It is a country in Europe with 17 regions. The language, it's Spanish, and then the currency is euro. All right. When they practice something we call the parliamentary monarch, um, indicating that there is a king ruling the whole of Spain. And so you can call Spain the Kingdom of Spain. The name of the king is Philip the Sixth of Spain. You can see his picture right on the screen. Yeah, that is the king of Spain. Is it Felipe or Philip? I cannot really pronounce it. Felipe, Philip or Philip, the Sixth of Spain. That is the name of the king. And then once it is a parliamentary monarch, there should be a prime minister. And so the prime minister is Pedro Sanchez. Pedro Sanchez. And that is the prime minister of Spain. Spain is famous for its culture, delicious foods, iconic landmarks, and other activities in Spain. And so let's look at the area view, the land size of Spain and its population. Now, the area view of Spain is 506,030 square kilometers. 506,030 square kilometers. Currently, the population of Spain, yesterday, I did this research yesterday, and I think that there has been an increment because that website, Wedometer, gives a current update. So even now that I'm talking, if they give birth, they register somebody, a new child, they add it to their data. And so there would be a difference if you should check on the Google. But as of yesterday, 20th of November, according to Wedometer, the population of Spain was 47,902,522. And then if you compare it to 2023, a data published by World Bank was 48.37 million, indicating that the population has shrunk or there is a reduction in its population. Now, if you look at the land size of Spain, 506,000. If you compare it to the land size of UK, United Kingdom, the whole of UK is a combination of 4 countries. That is England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So a combination of 4 countries, the land size of UK is 243,610 square kilometers, indicating that twice of UK will be equivalent to Spain. So UK times 2, the size of UK multiplied by 2 will be equivalent to the size of Spain. And this should tell you that then it means Spain is very big in terms of land size or area view. But if you compare the population of Spain and the population of UK, UK is 68.35 million of population. And if you look at Spain, Spain is now 47 million. So UK having a small land with 68 million people in UK is telling you that a lot of people do travel to UK, probably because they speak English and then Spain speaks Spanish. I don't know whether it is that, but people are not migrating to Spain. And this has shrunk its population. Looking at 2023, it was 48 million and now decreased to 47 million. And the majority of its population is also the age group. That means older people are a lot. And so now Spain is complaining of its aged population and then its economy going down. The economy is going down. And that is why they want to legalize all illegal people in Spain so that they can work legally, contribute to the economy through the tax system to better their economy. And I think it's the best idea ever taken by the Spanish government. Why am I saying that? If you look at a country like Canada in 2022, 2023, because of from COVID-19, 2020, Canada experienced labor shortage. And so those who went for visit, that because of COVID-19, they overstayed. The government pardoned them by giving them the LMI document, the labor market impact assessment document, to convert to a work permit, and even extended from 2023 February that if you come to Canada, with LMIA, you would be able to switch to a work permit. Why did they do that? Because they needed people to fill the shortages. And UK also did some. When UK separated from EU, Brexit, they also experienced shortage in the health industry. And 2021, UK also introduced the senior carer visa route. And then 2022 introduced the care route, and people migrated to the UK through the care route to fill the shortage for UK. But Spain is saying, look, we are now also facing a shortage, but we wouldn't invite new people into. We are having people already in the country, and Spain is closer to the sea. And so it is prone to illegal migrants, because if people travel from Morocco, they pass through the sea. The first point of contact is Spain. So Spain is experiencing that thing. So they know the number of illegal immigrants in the country. Even if they cannot, they have an estimate. And so they said, look, we have shortages in the country, but we cannot open visa categories like the UK, Canada did to bring new people to come and fill the shortage. When we are having illegal equipped people from countries from across the world, that we can legalize them to work for us, and then we can benefit. Because if we bring new people, they will still come and add up to these illegal people. Now you see them, I wouldn't say a mistake, but the challenges that UK faced is when UK experienced overpopulation, the citizens of UK started complaining. And so they cancelled the dependent of students because they introduced the care visa. They issued lots of visas, and people in the UK complained. And then the government cancelled, brought some policies. Even the Conservative Party brought the 12-point conservative plan for the government to implement, and even people look at that to even vote. But you see, the plans didn't favor other aspects, because if you issue a lot of care visas and then the population is going higher and you cancel dependent of students, people in the school industry also frown because they cannot pay their fees. They don't have dependents. And even the carers, they also cancel the carers for those who are coming under the SOC 6135 and then 6136. That means if you want to be a carer in the UK, you have to come through the NHS, that is 6131, before you can bring your dependent. And people who are coming to do care are also frowning, because I cannot leave my husband, my wife, my kids home and come and do the care. But UK is also protecting its population now, because they think that they are becoming overpopulated. The same thing Canada also did. Canada introduced LMIA for even visitors that bring visit and come and convert. It doesn't happen. You cannot come to UK with a visit visa and they give you a work permit. But Canada did that, thinking that people work and they'll get money. But they realize that now they are also becoming overpopulated. So within this week, we will discuss the measures Canada is putting in place, that it is going to reduce its temporary migrants from 6.5% of its entire population, reduce it to 5%. And this is telling you that next year, if you're going to Canada through any of the temporary route, like student visa, visit visa, postgraduate, spousal visas, in terms of dependent, the open spouse permit or the open work permit for spouse, all these visa categories, there is going to be a reduction. And so it is very difficult when you apply such visas and then you don't prove beyond a doubt, because they are also trying to protect their population. So that is what Spain is looking at and say that, okay, fine, we are not going to look at what UK did or Canada did before we will come and say we are overpopulated. There are some people in Spain adding up to our population. Why don't we legalize them, encourage them to work? So you see, I really like the idea of Spain, and it is something that we should applaud them for. Now, let's talk about the minimum wage in Spain, and then I'll take you through the map of Spain for our last discussion, and then we talk about the opportunities in Spain. All right. Now, if we look at the minimum wage of Spain, per research, I was not very sure, because this is not from the government website. I didn't get any data from the government website for the current minimum wage. But the Prime Minister of Spain, Pedro Sanchez, in a rally this year, February 2024, made a statement that the current minimum salary or the minimum wage of Spain was 1,050 euros a month. That means if you're working in Spain, you shouldn't receive less than 1,050 50 euros every month. You should receive that or more. And then he promised in his rally that they are going to increase to 1,134 euros. That means that will be the minimum salary. But a current research in November by an independent website is indicating that currently in Spain, you should receive about 1,323 euros every month. 1,323 euros every month. If you are working 40 hours a week, a full-time job. So when they strike the minimum wage, it means every hour, 1 hour, you should be taking around 8.87 euros. 8.87 euros every hour. It is not up to the standard of UKE. I would say that it cannot meet the standard of America and Canada, but at least it is better than Ghana. The minimum wage currently in the UK is 11.44 if you are outside London. And then if you are inside London, you're going to take more than that. That means if you are working in the UK and then you're doing any job, they shouldn't pay you less than 11 pounds 44 pence, 11.44. If you are in the UK outside London, if you are in London, you should receive even more than that. If you go to US, they practice the federal governance, so it varies from state by state. If you go to Australia, they are taking around 22.22 Australian dollars every hour. So you cannot compare Spain minimum wage to these countries, but it is better. It is better than you living in Ghana. I should say that. I'm here to do more investigation about the rent and then living expenses in Spain, and then strike it that if somebody is going there with any route like a visit visa and then become illegal, they change to a work permit and then they get any job like a cleaning or any job to do and they're receiving that money, can they rent and then live? I'm here to do more research into that. And so it is your due diligence to also call your people in Spain and then talk to them. How much do they earn a month, and then their rent and other stuff. Strike it before you take that bold decision to travel. I always tell people that expectations are very, very important. If you increase your expectations and you get there and it is not that, that is when people become desperate and they are on the internet. Abroad is not good, abroad is not good. Nobody forces you to travel. You couldn't do your research well before migrating to a particular country. Now let's go on Google and then let's even read about what the Spanish government said, because I cannot say something without um, giving you a reference. So how do I even share my screen? All right. If you look on the screen, this is 19th of November that they published this thing, and then you can see these illegal people on the sea. So it's telling you that Spain recognized that people came through the sea. They didn't came by flight or something. They didn't apply for visa. They are all illegal migrants in Spain, and so they have a lot of asylum joint in Spain. And this is what they are saying. It is from its capital city, Madrid. That was where the information came from. And they said Spain will legalize about 300 undocumented immigrants per year over the period of 9 years to seek its expand in labor force. So why are they doing that? They want to expand the labor force to face the aging population. I told you that their population is now aged. And so that is why they are legalizing. And they are doing that in batches. Every year, they should legalize about 300,000 undocumented. So it's going to be in batches. So by the end of 2028, they would have legalized about 3 times, and that will accumulate like 900,000 illegal immigrants. If you read here, they say Spain has to opt between being open and prosperous country, so or being closed and a poor one. Now look at the difference. They said it's an option that they have to debate. Should we open our borders, or should we open up to these people and our country will prosper, or we should close it and then we will become poor? Why is Spain saying that? Its economy is shrinking, and so if they don't open up, they cannot prosper. They will become poor. You see, and so they have to open up and become prosperous country, and that is why they are saying that. So that was a statement by the immigration minister called Elma Sayas, or say, right? Saiz. Elma Sayer. And so it is a quoted something that Emma said. That is why it's in quote. Says Spain has to opt. That means it's an option. So they have to choose between. So Spain has to opt between an open, prosperous country or being a closed and poor one. And we have chosen the former, Saya said. So that was said by the immigration minister in Spain. I really like that woman a lot. And she added that the nation need around 250,000 to 300 tax-paying foreign workers a year. So every year, the nation of Spain, they need around 250,000 to 300,000 people paying tax, foreign workers paying tax to the country Spain so that they can sustain its welfare state. So you see, they are doing that on a purpose to sustain whatever they are going through. So it is a give and take. They are not doing that without benefiting. They are also going to benefit. Yes, they are also going to benefit. Now, if you look at here, they are talking about Spain's economy. And if they do that, they are going to expand it by 3.4%. And then if you look at the ratings in 2022, we're not going to focus much about that. Let's look at some of the other things that they are going to do. Apart from that policy for illegal immigrants, a visa called the job seeker visa, they're also going to extend it from 3 months to 12 months. So we're going to talk about that later. And then student visa, they're also going to work 30 hours a week. We're going to also explain what they mean by 30 hours when I get to that aspect. So, beloved, this is the news coming right from Spain. And it was said by the immigration minister, Elma Seya. All right. Now, what is the implication? But before that, let's look at the map of Spain and then look at something over here. So this is the map. This is the map. Let me shrink for you to see Africa and then Europe. Now, this is the whole of Africa. You can see my mouse, all right? This is Mali, Nigeria. If you expand it, you're going to see Ghana, Burkina Faso, Guinea, all these countries. This is Africa. The southern part of Africa is also here. And on upper of Africa is Europe. So you can see Italy, Spain, France. Now, there are some countries like Spain that share border with Africa, but there's a sea separating, right? There's a sea separating. So we have the Mediterranean Sea over here. That is a sea separating Libya from Greece or Libya from Italy. And then we have the Tyrrhenian Sea, Tyrrhenian Sea also separating Tunisia and then Italy over here. So that is also here. And I think it come across over here. Now, people who migrate to Spain, you see where Spain and Portugal is, right? So people who migrate to Spain probably move from Morocco, because when they move from Morocco, there's a short distance from the last town of Morocco. I think Ceuta, Ceuta. So they can move from Ceuta to the first town in Spain called the Tarifa. Tarifa. So you can see the distance. You see, or they can even move from this place to that part. So that is how they migrate through the sea. And then we have the Alboran Sea also here closer. All right. So that is how they migrate. All right. So that is that. Now I want you to take some things into consideration over here. Why are people migrating to Africa through illegal means? Over here. Why are people migrating to Africa through illegal means? We will go back to the map again and also have a discussion. It is because of how these people are treating us, the travel and tour agents. To take somebody to Europe, the visa is just 90 euros. You buy your travel insurance, you book your hotel, you get your itinerary, home ties, and then you move. But there's nobody teaching you how to do it, even how to gather your documents, how to fill the visa application form. All they do is we are travel and tour. So when you hear them talking about traveling, come to them. When you go to them, they are charging you 10,000 euros, 16,000 euros. Now, people who actually apply the visa for you, but it is a 50-50, they can refuse you. And because you paid 10,000 euros and then you got a refuser, you cannot get another money to go and reinvest. And so you have no option than to go and pass through Libya or to pass through Morocco and then to the sea. All right. People also pass through Algeria to Spain. Now, if you look, this is where UK is. So UK is part of Europe, but it has separated. All right. It has separated. So this small portion is UK. This is UK, where the mouse, where you see where my mouse is. So you can see an arrow, that blue arrow. That means I am currently in the UK. So it is pointing my current location in the UK. So this is London, and you see UK is 4 countries. So the whole from London to this part Newcastle, this area is England. So England, this part, this down here is England, and some of the major cities is Leeds, Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, um, London, and then you have a lot. If you see this with Nottingham, Leicester, and all those kind of Hampton, right? These are all England. If you come to Wales, you see some other major cities in Wales. So this is Wales. Wales is sharing a border. You see, so this is England and this is Wales, and so Bristol is in between Wales and England. Yeah. So this is where I am currently. If you go upper part, you're going to see Scotland over there. So Scotland is upper here. So you see Scotland is here, and they have capital cities like the major cities like Edinburgh, Glasgow, and the like, right? And this part, the northern part of Ireland, and this is Ireland, is also a separated country on its own in Europe. But if you look at the northern part of Ireland, they have separated it to join the United Kingdom, the UK. All right. They are not part of Ireland. So it's just like in Ghana. And then the northern part of Ghana says, we are not part of Ghana. We're going to join Burkina Faso. You see? So the northern part of Ireland says, look, we are not part of Ireland. We want to join UK. So if you take the northern part of Ireland from this map, and then it is going to remain England, Wales, and then Scotland. That is what we call the Britain. So people are confused. What is the difference between Britain and then the UK? So Britain is England, Scotland, and Wales. You see, because they are a combined land. And then the northern part of Ireland is even separated by a sea. You can see that there's a sea. So even Ireland, the northern part of Ireland, which is part of UK, is not combined. There's no land combining them. It's a sea separating them. So if you bring the northern part of Ireland, called the Northern Ireland, together with Britain, and then we call it the United Kingdom, that is the UK. You understand? All right. Now, if we go down here, why are people not able to migrate directly from Africa to UK? Look at where UK is, and look at where Africa is. So when they migrate illegally from Africa, their point of contact is either Greece, Italy, Spain, or Portugal before they migrate to this part of Europe. So you see a lot of countries in Europe. We have Portugal, Spain, France, Italy, Croatia, Serbia, Romania, Hungary, Austria, Czech Republic, Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, also known as Holland, Denmark is here, Lithuania, Belarus, Poland, Latvia, Estonia, Finland, Norway, Sweden, and you can see Russia is very big. All this part is Russia. Russia, all this part. Russia has one of the biggest landmarks. So you can see Russia, very, very big. Russia is bigger than all the European countries combined. Russia is very big. Russia is very big. So you can see. Now, if they migrate to the entry points like Italy, Spain, that is why people who pass through the Libya and the sea, you see their point of contact is Italy, either Spain, Portugal, or Greece, or probably some also go through, those who used to go through the Gulf countries. Now, Gulf countries are also here. You can see Lebanon, Jordan, Iraq, and other part. And some part of Africa is also sharing borders between the Gulf country, like Egypt. So people can pass through Egypt and they move to Jordan, Iraq, then they go to Turkey. Now, when you go to Turkey, now Turkey doesn't know even if it belongs to Gulf country or it belongs to Europe. Turkey is a bit confused because it's also sharing a border. So when they migrate to Turkey, they are also able to pass through Turkey to Europe. And so people also use that. Now, all what I'm saying is not the right route because it is illegal. The government frown on it. The best thing is to apply for a visa, of which we're going to discuss that. But the issue why people are always passing through, and this is a dead trap. It's not really easy to go through these routes as you've seen on the screen because you passing through the sea, It's a dead trap. But I told you that because of travel and tour agencies, they have no option than to follow this route. And I feel that no, if we get people to teach people the right way, they're not going to pass through. But it's I'm really happy that Spain has taken this mantle on upon itself, that upon all the illegalities is really going to give them a document or a visa for them to work. And so this is the capital of Spain, Madrid. This is the capital of Spain. All right. Now, some part of Spain, sorry, some part of Europe, 29 countries of Europe has combined, have combined, sorry, to form something we call a Schengen area. So it's just like in Africa, some part of Africa say we are West Africa, we are East Africa. So some part of Europe is now called a Schengen area. And then the Schengen area is a group of 29 countries who are saying that we need one visit visa or a tourist visa. So if Germany give you a Schengen visa that come to Germany, you can use that same visa to go to France, to go to Italy, to go to Austria, to go to Poland, to go to Romania, to go to Denmark, to go to Netherlands, to go to Spain, to go to Italy, all these countries. So all the 29 countries, you can use the same Schengen visa to migrate to the 29 countries. And so that is one legal way to migrate to all these countries. Because if Germany give it to you, once you are in the Schengen area, you can just move freely. They will not restrict you. Once Germany give a, for instance, if I take a Schengen visa to Germany 3 months, I can just travel either by train or anything to go. Now people are asking, where is Luxembourg? Look at Luxembourg is sharing a border between Germany, Netherlands, and Belgium. And then, no, sorry, not really Netherlands, but Belgium, France, and Germany. Belgium, France, and Germany. So this is Germany, and this is France. Paris, Paris, you can see Paris here. So this is France, this is Germany, and this is Belgium. And there is something, a smaller portion here, that is Luxembourg. So Luxembourg is very small, very small. In fact, the land size of Luxembourg is about you dividing Ashanti region into 6. You dividing Ashanti region into 6. That is the land size of Luxembourg. If you look at the area view, it's very small. I've made a video about Luxembourg. You can go and watch its population and the land area size. And if you compare it to Ghana, it's about you dividing Ashanti region into 6. So Luxembourg is very small. But out of the whole of Europe, is the highest paying country. That is where they pay a lot of skilled workers, the highest paying country in Europe. And that is why people are always interested in Luxembourg, but there is very small. Look at the size. Look at the size, and look at if you look at the size and you look at France. Look at the way France is big, and look at this small portion called Luxembourg. This small portion called Luxembourg, and all this area is France. You realize that Luxembourg is just like a town, a small. You understand? All right. So now that they are legalizing, Spain is legalizing all the undocumented. What is the effect? The effect is going to be that a lot of people wish to migrate to Spain. And then I don't want you to go and pass through this sea, migrate to either Morocco or Tunisia or anywhere you can. No, don't go and try. It is very deadly. But there's legal ways that you can migrate to the UK. Now, before I talk about the legal ways, I want to tell you that if I'm talking about immigration, legal immigration, then I should tell you that the content on this video or the content in this video is meant purely for educational purposes and not intended to give a legal advice, because I am not an immigration advisor. I cannot advise you legally. I am not authorized to do so. However, it is a video based on content, research content. So if you want an advice, a legal advice, you should seek the advice from a qualified immigration attorney. All right. Now, if you want to go to Spain, I already told you that Spain is part of the Schengen area. And so the tourist visa or the visitor visa is called the Schengen visa. And the documents that you need to gather to form a Schengen visa, I have already discussed that on my YouTube channel. And then I will encourage everybody to go and watch it. That is Schengen visa to Germany. It's the same document you will need to gather. But within this week, if I'm free, we're going to discuss the documents again to refresh our mind. And then we're going to focus on Spain. You understand? Some of the countries are not having embassies across Africa. So if you're in Ghana and there's no Spanish embassy in Ghana, what you're going to do is go through the VFS Global Ghana. And then that is where you go and submit your visa application forms. And then they will do biometrics and submit it to the government of Spain for you. VFS is a recognized organization. They are not agency like a travel and tour agent. No, they are institution, IT institution that do biometrics for countries like UK, Canada, and a lot of Europe countries. So if there is no Spanish embassy in your country, you can pass through the VFS Global, especially if you are in Ghana. They are going to accept your application and then do biometrics and submit it on behalf of the Spanish government. And then when there is a decision, VFS will contact you back. That is what they do for UK. So you don't go and do biometrics at the British Embassy in Ghana. What you go is you go to VFS, and at first it was TLS contact, but I made a recent video that now VFS has taken over. So you have to go to VFS Global and then do your biometrics for UK, and then they'll submit it to the British Embassy on your behalf. And then when British Embassy make a decision, VFS will contact you for you to go for your passport. And that is what is happening in Ghana. And so VFS is not a travel and tour agency, but it is an organization responsible for visa submissions and then biometric taking. All right. So the documents you need to gather, the documents should depict your home ties, things in your home country that is really going to take you back at the end of your visit. And then your itinerary, things that is going to help you go to Spain and then go and tour over there for you to be happy. So if you talk about itinerary, come across your bookings, such as your tourist attraction centers. If you are going through a conference, if you have a family member inviting you, these are all itineraries. Where are you going to stay? Is it a hotel? Is it your family house? Are you going to stay with your family member, relative? So these are all itinerary. And then your itinerary plan. What are you going to do? How many days are you going to spend? Your flight. How are you going to fly to Spain? Have you booked a flight? These are all itineraries. So accommodation, transport, raising of entry, and everything is what we call the itinerary. And then the home ties should also explain what will take you back after your trip, because a Schengen visa is 3 months. So you have to prove to the officer that at the end of your travel, you go back to your home country. And then before you can do that, you need to show some employment, that you are employed. Employment can be either self-employed or an employee or a student. Student is also classified as a form of employment. And so if they asking you employment and then you fill in the form, there's an option that you choose as a student. So if you are schooling, you are also termed as employed in a way. All right. Just that you're not taking money, but it's a form of employment. When it comes to visa or form filling, right, under the employment route, you can choose that you're student. And then you can also look at some financial, how do we call it? Are you financially fit or ready? So that is your bank statement. You have to also show that you have enough money to take you and out, and then also show the same bank statement is also a home tie indicating that you are rich in Ghana. And so you going to Spain, you're not going to overstay. Now, if you have anything in mind, it should be here. The reason of the tourist visa or the Schengen visa is to go and come back. If you have anything in mind, it should be here. The fact that the government is saying that they are legalizing undocumented doesn't mean that you should also prove that you're going to be undocumented. You're going to overstay. No, they're not going to give the visa to you. All right. And then we have other things like so it's socioeconomic ties, right? If you talk about home ties, if you have a family, you can add it up. If you're doing something in your community, society, you can also add it up. And then if you have an asset, a land, a property, a car, anything, it's an additional something. What they look at is, are you employed? How do you show that? Your bank statement, your pay slip, your appointment letter, recommendation letters. If you are self-employed, your business bank statement, are you paying tax to the government? And also your business certificate as well. And then if you're a student, um, testimonial from your school, your transcript indicating that you are attending classes, and then it's not just a testimonial. So a testimonial from the school, something that your headmaster will endorse, and then you also get a transcript of your current situation. So if you are in the level 300, a transcript from level 100 to 300 indicating that currently you're still schooling, and then you studying very hard. Just as they would consider the person working, that bring your pay slip to prove that you're really working after you got an appointment to the workplace. It's the same way you should also show your transcript. All right. So we will discuss the Schengen visa into details for Spain in another section. Another visa category that you should consider is the job seeker visa to Spain, and of which that one too, I might let us do that if I have time. That is also an opportunity. At first, it was 3 months, but we read that the government is going to increase it to 12 months. Now, job seeker is common in Europe. It's a visa. A lot of European countries do practice that, or they have that visa category that they allow you to come and stay there purposely to search for jobs and not for visit, like the Schengen visa. No. So Germany was having one that you stay in Germany for 6 months, and then they changed the name to opportunity card, and then they expanded the duration to 12 months. So from 6 months to 12 months, and now Germany calls it the opportunity card. But Spain is saying that we still maintain our name, the job seeker visa, but we are also expanding our duration from 3 months to 1 year. So that means if you go with the job seeker visa to Spain, you can stay there legally and search for jobs that nobody will worry you. No police will say you have done overstay or anything. You're going to stay there and search for jobs. And then when you search for jobs and you get a job, they're going to convert it to a work visa for you. So that is a good news. So we're going to discuss that when I get time. Another route that you can go to Spain is through the student route, the student visa, study visa. People going to Spain, you have to apply to a university or a college in Spain, and then that they can offer you a visa sponsorship. And then if you are able to meet the school fees and every terms and conditions with the school, they will proceed, and then you can apply for your study permit and then go and school over there. And now the good news, a lot of countries were practicing the 20-hour restrictions for students because they believe that a full-time worker should work at least 40 hours a week. And then students, because you are schooling, you should work 20 hours. So UK was practicing 20 hours. Canada was increased to 30 hours, and then they brought it back to 20 hours again. A lot of countries are practicing that 20 hours. And then Spain was also practicing the 20 hours, and now they have increased to 30 hours. Now, when they increase to 30 hours, it is a good news because it is going to help the students work more within a week. And then that means the month they're going to get a lot of money to pay their rent, to pay their tuition fees and other stuff. So it is also a good news for the students. Those who don't understand the hours, the 20 hours, 30 hours, if they say work 40 hours a week, let's say you go with employment visa, a work permit, and then on your contract, it is a 40 hours every week. That means if today you work 8 hours today, then you have to work 5 days in a week to meet your 40 hours. So the more you are working the hours within a day, the more your hours reduce. So if I'm to work 40 hours and then I work 10 hours today, that means I'm left with 30. So next day I go and do 10 hours. I've done 20 hours within the week. I'm left with 20. So within 4 days, I've worked my 40 hours, and then I have to stay home for 3 days. And then next week, I begin my shift again. So that is how the hours is. A lot of countries will let you go and look for overtime. So as you are having a free off day, so if you work within 4 days and you've exhausted your 40 hours, some countries will say you can look for part-time job, and then or overtime in that same company, and they can increase your hours, or a part-time job that you'll be doing when you are at home. When you are meant to be home, you can go and do a part-time job. It's happening here in the UK. If you are a student, they encourage you to only do 20 hours. So let's say I do 10 hours today, I do 10 hours tomorrow. The remaining 5 days in the week, I'm supposed to study. I'm not supposed to go to work. That is the rule. So legally, that is what you're supposed to follow. If somebody is in a country with that restriction and doing more hours, it is an illegal means. They are doing it on their own ways. That is not approved by the government. But once they have increased to 30 hours in Spain, that means now it has become legal. And so the person can work 3 days in a week if they are working 10 hours, or they can work 12 hours, and then that is 24, and then work 6 hours. And then that is also 3 days. You understand? And so that is how it's going to be. And so it's very good news for the students. If you are taking a minimum wage as a student and then you are restricted to 20 hours, it's sometimes a headache. For instance, if I'm in the UK and I'm working and I'm taking like £10, now minimum wage is to £11.44, but I cannot use that to calculate. So let's round it to £10. And I'm taking £10 every hour. And then you ask me to work 20 hours a week. That means the whole week I can only get £200, because £10 1 hour, 20 hours is £200. So the whole month I'll get £800. And that will not be enough for me because my rent might take £500. Then feeding is going to be 300. Then who is going to pay my tuition fee? You understand? So if they increase the hours for the students, it really helped the students much. But in terms of academics, they also perform poorly over there because they don't have time to study. That is also disadvantage, one disadvantage. So we have to also consider that as well if we are doing a proper education right here on the internet. And so you to apply for schools, I have no research into schools in Spain. If you can do your own research and then you move to Spain through the study route, it's really going to help you. All right. So in every discussion that we're going to do about the visa categories, we're going to go on the Spanish website that you can see. And it's one website for the Schengen visa, or probably for the work route, the job seeker, and the student. So if you were a student, if you want to go through the student route and I'm teaching the Schengen, you can come and then look at the website, click on it, and then you go and choose a student route and look at your documents and start preparing yourself. You understand? So this is something that I wanted us to discuss, that it is a good news. Now, those who are going to be legalized, how are they going to be legalized? They are going to be legalized two ways. One is through the self-employed, and the second is through the salaried workers. Now, self-employed, that means if you are in Spain right now, you should look for a job. You should establish your company. Let me put it that way. You should be a self-employed. You should be self-employed. So look for your own company, a business. Maybe you can get an apartment or something as your office, and then register your business and then use that to go and get the work visa to stay legally in Spain. Another method is you going to search for a job where you get a job offer. So that is salaried workers. And I know most people will do that. So you know the documents for job applications, your Europass called the CV. So you prepare a nice European CV or the Europass, and then if they need a motivation letter or a cover letter, you design one, and then you search for your jobs. It can be online. There are a lot of websites, or you can, once you're in the Spain, you're in the country, you can go to companies by companies, visit their HR department, and then see if they have opportunities for you. And then once they give you offer letter, you can use that to claim your permit. So this is something that it is coming right from Spain. I am done with the discussion. I have at least covered a lot of things that you guys need to know. In my next discussion this week, we're going to talk about a Schengen visa. I also have a discussion for Canada, the changes in Canada. We need to really discuss that. It's really, really important. The 2025 to 2027 plan in Canada, we need to discuss that. And then on Sunday at 6 p.m., I'm going to meet the student nurses, midwives, national service in Ghana to discuss their migration to the UK. And so that is going to be Sunday, 6 p.m. Ghana time or 6 p.m. UK time. And so I think this is my itinerary. Now, today is a Thursday, and then we have only tomorrow to think about what to discuss, whether to discuss about Canada or to discuss about the Schengen visa to Spain. So tomorrow we're going to know what to discuss tomorrow. If it is Spain, fine. If it is Canada, fine. But Saturday, I am not available. And then Sunday is going to be for um, student nurses in Ghana, midwives, and then national service in Ghana. All right. I wish you all the best and I thank everybody who came here, right? Please, if you've not liked the video on the YouTube, please like my video. Those on Facebook, click on the like button. It's not going to deduct your money. Please click on the like button. All right. Do that for me. All right. Thank you very much. I've seen all your messages. Thank you. Kennedy says thank you. Ti Batu says when we discuss Canada, I said it's going to be either tomorrow or another time. And then somebody's asking their website, you're going to see that when we're discussing that. All right. And then somebody's saying that this is too much, even though I haven't gotten opportunities abroad through your teachings, but the amount of knowledge he feeds is just incredible. That is very much appreciated. Benis is saying, I'm proud of you, Tips. All right. I'm also proud of you. And then a lot of people give comments that we need to. The base is thank you very much. Joseph is also saying thanks a lot right here. All right, so that is that. I wish you all the best of luck this week. Those asking for my WhatsApp number, I am not a travel and tour agent, and so I don't share public numbers. I don't need you to come to me for any discussion. Whatever discussion we discuss here, and then you share your comment, and then I answer you. I don't do one-to-one discussions. I am not a travel and tour agent. All right. This is a transparency platform. It's a very transparent platform that if you have something bothering you, just give it in the comment section and then I help you. If you want to speak, then you have to come on TikTok when I'm doing my free consultation that you come and ask your question and then I'll help you. Right on TikTok, I do that consultation on TikTok. Aside that, the only way you can contact me is through email. You have to send me your inquiries right on email, but I do not have public WhatsApp number that I share for people. Thank you very much. Bye bye.